We head into 2020, there are some big tech fights to watch, and one that will certainly grab some attention, Microsoft versus Amazon. Remember, in October, Microsoft secured a new massive cloud computing contract with the Pentagon. It's called JEDI, and it's worth up to $10 billion over the next 10 years. Companies already now recruiting people with security clearances to work on JEDI, according to sources. But Amazon is contesting the Pentagon's decision, saying in a lawsuit that President Trump launched repeated attacks to steer JEDI away from AWS in order to harm Jeff Bezos. Amazon saying in that suit, the question is whether the President of the United States should be allowed to use the budget of DOD to pursue his own personal and political ends. The Pentagon has countered that the DOD is confident in the award. Question isn't just really about the money on the line. It is really bragging rights. Winning JEDI is a potential powerful marketing tool here, a win that can help secure other cloud contracts with the U.S. government and other industries and companies that host sensitive data too, from banks to hospitals. Guys, back to you.
And that kind of discounts how hard Microsoft worked to get into a position to get this deal too. You know, it's too simplistic. I mean, they'll do a great job, don't you think?
Listen, there's no question Microsoft has seen huge gains this year, Joe, in large part because Satya Nadella continues to prove his worth as a cloud computing powerhouse. But Amazon is countering this suit that there were, in their words, egregious errors in the evaluation process. A source familiar with the situation tells me they would expect at least this was some resolution here by the spring.
All the competitors were suing to make, you know, to not just rubber stamp it to Amazon. And all these other people were suing it for so long that it gave Microsoft time to get a really good product ready to go for this, right?
Well, that could certainly be the argument. We'll see how a judge rules, Joe.
Well, these
certainly,
judges.
No one doubts Microsoft's tech
district,
chops.
Josh, where is it? Where's this judge?
It is the. You know, it is in the U.S. Court of Federal Claims in Washington, Joe.
Okay.
And there was always, and listen, we should emphasize this, there's always the chance, by the way, there's always another appeal opportunity even after that decision. The question is whether, you know, even after that, would there actually be appetite on either side to keep this fight going?
What else you got? What's it for 20? What's your? You got any resolutions or what tech company? What do you resolve to watch? What's going to be the big stories in 2020 for us? Because you're out there with your finger on the pulse.
Yeah, so I think some other interesting fights, Joe, that I would watch beyond this one. I think Xerox HP is another one that's going to grab a lot of attention. Of course, Xerox bid 22 a share for HP. Story you guys have covered. HP's board said no to that, in part saying it significantly undervalued the company. That's a fight to watch. A big player in that fight to watch is going to be none other than Carl Icahn. Remember, he holds stakes in both companies. He's on the record saying that he thinks that combination, in his words, is an obvious no-brainer. HP would be expected to have a shareholder meeting in the spring. And then AMD and Intel, that's another fun one I'd keep your eye on. Kind of a David Goliath story there. AMD is your top performer in the S&P 500 this year, a gain of 150% as it's taken share from its bigger rival there, guys.
Josh, what about leadership? Next decade, do you think there'll be quite a lot of shuffling early part of the decade or not? Or the big leaders there to stay for most of the 10 years ahead?
2021.
And yeah, well, I'm just asking a year early.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sure. Over the next decade, next year, you know, over the next decade, Will, that's hard to say. I mean, I think it depends where the puck kind of goes to. Obviously, the previous decade, you know, we saw big trends in mobile and social and internet. All these big tech companies are certainly trying to capitalize on their next big revenue opportunity, whether it's Apple and services, it's Alphabet and self-driving cars. And the big question will be, you know, how much growth are they allowed to pursue with being on the radar of regulators and lawmakers like they are.
Josh, thanks so much for that.
We never get to talk, Josh. Wasn't that great? We never get to talk. Here we are. That was really good. We're going to do it more. Thank you.